Okay, hi YouTube. So I was thinking quite a bit about what I wanted to talk to you about today. So I thought that this would be a really good opportunity to tell you something about me and something about my past. Um, well, I've been really very sick. I have I have not worked since 2003 because um, in October 2003 a long period of stress and feeling really sad just culminated in me having really a nervous breakdown, having nightmares so very real that I woke up and thought, oh, some crazy loony rapist murders and the house with me, and I'm just lying here in my bed, just waiting to be killed in horrible ways. And this was a really horrible time in my life, and I was admitted to the hospital, and I was there for in a few different places. I was there for just over a year in total, and then I got out and was forced to try and take matters into my own hand and do this on my own, because I knew what the system were doing to me is they've got me stabilized, but they've got me nowhere near being well and feeling as I did before I got sick. So I was very aware that I had to take matters into my own hands. And I started seeing this person who would do healing on me, a special kind of healing made especially for people with mental problems, which you might say that I really had at the time. And she helped me out a lot, and I believe truly that she is the reason why I'm here today. So I've started wanting to tell my story to people, and since my story is really very bad, I had to do a lot of complaints about the system, and luckily my family wanted to help me. I've got a map like this thick with the social departments just complaining by the way I was treated, which was horrendous in some cases, and just horrible at best. Just as an example, I was terrified to being alone. And I was terrified of other people. I was always expecting them to attack me and do horrible things to me, really painful, horrible things. So I suffered from panic attacks, which I had almost like 90% of my waking time. And I couldn't sleep at night because I was so afraid that I was gonna dream things, and also I felt very vulnerable when I was sleeping, and very vulnerable to attacks and stuff. So I didn't really sleep, and I had panic attacks like 90% of the time, and really hard anxiety. And I was in this place with, I think on a daily basis there was like 30 to 40 people admitted there, and there was this one guy. I had two things I could do really, which was I was sitting in a chair knitting, and that was one thing, and the other thing was that I could watch some television. So I did that as well. And there was this one guy, and he was awfully sick as well, and he was scared of the television, so he would come and grab hold of me and shake me and ask me to stop the TV, and no one from the staff would interfere and help us out solving this conflict, which was really it was a really scary situation for me to be in, and I'm sure it was really scary for him as well, but they did nothing to help us solve this or help us settle our differences without the both of us being really amazingly scared. So anyway, so the thing that I really wanted to talk about, I had to give you a bit of background before I could do that, was that I've been really ill, and today I'm not at all. I have no no symptoms whatsoever, and I have to watch out that I don't get too stressed, but I'm really hopeful about the future, and I've started taking an education. I'm currently studying to be an NLP practitioner and a coach, and I want to go out and work with big corporations about having them have a more reliable, more responsible workplace where you take a handle of stress so that people don't destroy themselves in the process of making a living, because you could do so much better. Now, I've got a lot of theories and a lot of ideas in my head, and I can see that science now is trying the same things that I'm thinking in my head, and it's really very interesting. Well, the thing that I wanted to say to you was that I was in this really dark place and with no hope. I was told this is a chronic disease, and I was taking like 30 pills a day and plus, and I was told like I would have to be on medication for the rest of my life, and that I would never get well, and prepared to just do nothing for the rest of my life. And this was back in 2005, and I must have been, well, that's 4 years ago, and so I must have been 24 years old. That's just, I don't think that's okay, especially since there is no such thing as a chronic disease. The recovery rate from schizophrenia, which is what I had, is well as good as 50% in some countries. So why are we calling this? And now we're talking complete recovery, like having been really ill and then going back to work. But how dare they call this? How dare they call this a chronic disease? Do you know how scary it is to be told that you have a chronic disease, and how many people get their lives destroyed not by the illness but by this being told that this is a chronic disease and you will never ever be able to lead a normal life. Why do they do this? Well, anyways, the thing that I know is that when I got out of the system and I started taking care of this myself, and I started to wanting to be well, and I started working very serious with the thought that I want to be well rather than I do not want to be sick. This is when my recovery process started, and also I wanted to make sure that somebody could learn from this. So I wanted to teach somebody something. So now actually I teach at a school, and I teach a staff of psychiatric wards. This is a really hard word. I teach the staff there, and I teach all kinds of different people who works with mental patients, and this is very rewarding since I can see that they are now doing a difference. So this was a long just ranting about lots of different stuff, but I guess what I wanted to say is that if you want to make a difference in your life, you have to take control, and you can do it. So anyway, have a nice day, YouTube.